We're ready for the road. Welcome to our international podcast, folks. Welcome to our international podcast. Below the belt, who vex lose? Who vex lose? How y'all doing? Isabella Butcher is already here, and Beatrice Selby already here, and Candy Naline, Inderjeet, all the good folks. We're so happy. We're so heartened and happy that you folks are here. And let us know you guys are hearing us loud and clear. It's Open Mic Friday. Folks, the mic is yours. The voice notes are yours. Get your voice notes. Put it together. Nothing too long. Nothing, any issue that bother you. Isabella, I want to hear from you today. Candy Lean, a volunteering you. I want to hear from you. Beatrice Selby, I want to hear from you. Oh,
And I'm
two
gonna
and two.
I'm gonna just pop in here
Yes.
and introduce
Oh,
myself.
sorry, I was coming there. But go right ahead. We just do it.
No, I usually
Yeah.
leave Sherry to do the introduction, but I just want to say it's Friday the 13th, and I am still in studio because we have so much work to get done.
Yes, we just
And
get
I
stuff done.
always love to be here to make sure that I can bring you guys the information that you so need. So Dawn Cook, I see you, Marlon Thomas and Paula Mattis, Paulette Greaves. I see all of you guys here already. Hey Beatrice, I see you there, Magnell Barrow.
Yes. Or when Don Cook says loud and clear, she's hearing us loud and clear.
Awesome.
Thank you, technician Don. Thank you so much. What are you guys lunching on today? Lunch started yet? It's finished? Where are we on that? Where are we on lunch? Give us a rain check, please. Where are we on lunch? I see somebody joining us from Queens. Let me see if we can go back up to that. I see Paula Graves is here from Maryland. Please and thank you. Marilyn Thomas is joining us from Queens. Queens in the house. Good to see you, folks. Each and every one of you guys, we're so happy you're here. You're doing this with us. We're so grateful. So grateful. Drita?
Hey Deborah, I see Deborah Clark here with us. Good afternoon, below
Hey,
the
Debs,
belt
Debs.
family. Maxine Monroe is also here. So Maxine said, they loud and clear peace and power.
That's how we like it. That's how we like them.
Louis McDonald, good day to you. And I see it says Marlon King. Marlon King says, on my way. Marlon King got this emoji with this strawberry running in heels. I'm not sure what
Oh,
this
yes. You
means.
know, Marlin likes session. Marlin likes session. That's what
So
she.
we have all the
It's Gloria
Marlon.
with us, Gloria Chester. Gloria, how are you doing if you're with us? Gloria, you're there? You know, I ran into Gloria the other day at the protest at Hatfield Street. Gloria was
Oh,
there,
really? Nice.
out and loud. Emily
Mm.
Durant. Emily was there too. Emily was there. Emily, who's your friend you were with again? Emily don't take left,
Why are
you
you
know.
putting these people business out here?
Emily don't take left at all.
I
Good
see
to have you. Yeah.
Dorette David is here, and I see it's a Jackie Beard. Hey Jackie, how are you doing?
hmm You know, while I was out there, that Trevor Brent protest was on Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and it's on tomorrow too at 10. You know,
And the signing of the
a
petition.
fella, signing of the petition to a fella came up on a motorcycle. He said, Mr. Duncan, please come.
Mm.
When I come, the man gave me $2,000. He said, hold this for the program. I said, well,
Yeah.
look at God.
Mhm.
Look at God. You don't come, he send.
That is, it goes such a long way,
Yes.
towards paying for stuff
We
like
got to pay for the lights,
electricity,
internet, got paid for.
internet, all of those
You
things.
know, got to
It
keep the
goes a
doors
long
open. We
way.
got to pay the researchers that help us out with all this information. Folks, we couldn't do this by ourselves. It's so much to get done
Yeah.
on a daily basis. It's so much. You know, I wish we had some skilled people out there who should have one volunteer the time to help us to do some of this stuff. Research
big.
and so on.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
that
we
is
want,
correct.
you know, credible and valid. That's what we all about. But good to see you guys nonetheless. Jackie Beard is here.
I see Jackie. Jackie said, "I'm good," and you?
Mm-hmm. Candy Deline is here, all the way from Skeldon. Not physically here, but she's on the Candy's on the live, as you guys say. She's on the live. Roxanne Andrews and Carletta Ronalds is here as well. I see Paulette Hawk Kippins is here. I see.
It's a Jane Ann McDonald. Hey, Jane Ann, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm noting these emojis in this section.
Mhm.
When I join direct, when I'm monitoring, when I come into below the belt, I usually monitor the Facebook comments, and
Oh, you
I
see.
can see that Shared is missing half of his life because his platform integrates all the comments. He doesn't get the chance to see all these emojis that comes in the Facebook
Oh,
comment.
that's what I'm missing.
You missing look.
Oh, so my mechanism's not seeing all of that. Am I gonna bar me see you blowing hearts and stuff? And I'm here. Well, I take offense now. I'm gonna come back on the fast blue meta app. Huh? We gotta tell these guys with the software here, they gotta integrate all of these things here now.
Yes.
Mm, it's just so. Maureen Coppin Williams says, I'm here again. I'm here again. But we happy, Maureen. We're so happy that you're here. We'll have it no other way. We like y'all. We like when y'all come down.
We love it. And you know, today is just today is a I look forward to these days. I noticed, sure, that I've been
Yes.
joining Fridays, and mostly I like to hear the feedback from you guys. And Open
Yes.
Mic Friday is
And you know
one of my
what, too?
favorite.
You know what, too? I think somehow, like, below the belt, our engagement with the audience, like, it's a little more personal. Like, we're a little closer to them. Maybe I don't know. I feel like
I
it's a
don't
little more.
know. I don't know.
We get a little more personal with our
I
audience
think the below the
at
belt
this time.
the podcast, because guys, you would not you would not believe the effort that goes into to bringing the other programs when it comes to the physical aspect of it and bringing the video all
Mm-hmm.
together. But the below the belt gives us a chance to be more relaxed when we are delivering this segment. So most definitely it gives us a chance to be more integrated with what is going on in the comment section, and making sure that we don't miss so many of you guys. It's Desiree, man. Desiree is here. Is it Desiree Emmanuel? Yes, Desiree Emmanuel. Gloria Chester also is here. Karen McPherson. I am seeing all of you guys. June Chase. Hey, June, how are you doing? Angie Christianberg. Here for you. We're here for you too, Angie. Willis Felix. I am seeing all of you guys. Such a pleasure to have you here with us every single day. We appreciate you, each and every
Mm-hmm.
last one of you.
Mm-hmm.
hmm I see you,
Wow.
Gladstone Matthews. I see you there.
Wow. Wow. So much happening, guys, and we're glad that you're here with us. I think you guys ought to know the routine by now. When you come,
Share the
share the
live.
live, smash that emoji button for us, guys. It do the world of good, helping others to get valid, credible information. That's what we're about.
That
Valid and
is
credible
true.
information.
That is true.
All right. That's what's happening.
But let us know what's going on your
Yeah,
neck of
yeah,
the
yeah,
woods.
yeah,
How
yeah,
do you
yeah.
plan to spend your weekend? Anyone going out of town? Let us know what's going on. Sometimes it's just a
Yeah.
great
Well,
platform
I'm
for you
happy you
to open
asked,
up.
Rita, because I want a very quiet weekend. I want a very quiet weekend of reflection. I want to get some exercise. I missed last weekend
I
because we're
plan.
so busy during the week. Didn't get a chance to
What type of
exercise.
exercise you do?
Huh?
What type of
I
exercise?
go I go walking and sometimes running in the national park. So I'm looking
Okay.
forward this weekend for some, and I use it as some me time too. Just you
Mm,
alone. It's just it overlaps to just about a mile around,
mm.
and you do 4 or 5 laps of that quiet time, just listening to your thoughts and reflecting on the week, tweaking things in your head for the new week. And I use that as my me time. It's about an hour or so, and
Gotcha.
you spend trying to make those laps, and that's how I'm looking forward to it. Just over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
I think I plan on stressing somebody out this
Oh,
weekend.
somebody or somebody boy child.
I plan on stressing somebody out this weekend.
Somebody.
I'm planning it.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Oh yes, you get it.
premeditated.
Advance warning. Incoming fire, folks. John Doe. John Doe. Anchor down, prepare.
I kid you not. I'm not even joking right now. I plan on
You're gonna
stressing
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
out.
I believe in that,
I want to
I
put
believe in
my
that.
foot down on a
Yeah,
matter.
I know the scripture
Yes.
that says, do unto others before they do unto you.
No. That's not the
before
case. That's not the
before they
case.
stress you out, you stress them out.
I plan on putting my foot down on a matter.
Oh, you can put your foot down.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's
I sorry for that person.
public notice.
Public notice. I hope you hear it. I hope you're hearing. Right? Some weapons
Uh,
of mass destruction coming your way. Whoever's out there. Huh?
Hey Don, I see
Yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Erwin Don Cook says a dad.
Team breakfast
Tea,
dinner.
breakfast, and dinner. We're so happy. We're heartened by that, John and Louisa Wills and Royal Andre Hamilton. Welcome each and every one of you. Raul says, I will be busy grading papers and watching basketball. Oh, what kind of papers,
I
Raul?
want to get into this. Listen,
Hmm.
basketball is the root of my problems right
Oh, I
now.
thought
You
it's the academic
understand?
stuff.
No, you forget about the
I thought it's
academics.
the academic stuff.
So what is it with this basketball? I have issues with this
Oh, you got issues with
basketball
basketball?
season.
You got issues with sports and so on? You
No,
anti sports?
I have issues with basketball
Uh-huh.
season. And what is
Okay.
and the magnitude of propriety
Mm.
is given to this
Mm.
specific season.
Mhm. Prominence and
Why
so.
is it prioritized
Oh
that
yes.
much? I
Hmm.
have an issue with this
Yes. I mean, them
basketball.
boys living the life.
Tell me what's going on here,
Them
man.
boys live the life, living the life. Why we can't live the life too? Basil Clark, we see you. What's this basketball? The Twitter wants to know. So we're gonna happy to find out. I see Irwin says, Street, I hope John Doe is listening. Yeah, shots fired.
Don't worry.
It's a volley of shots too.
Strange enough, even if he doesn't listen to the program, he has a lot of friends that listens. If he misses
Oh,
anything,
oh, they will relate to him.
they report it.
Wow, wow, live and
So-
direct. That's a man who, that man loves you, eh? When your friends got to listen to the program to report to you what is
he
said.
said
That's love. That's a different kind
he
of love.
said his friends told him that they're waiting for the day that he's a guest on FYI.
Oh, wow, even
Because
better.
because
Even better. When is Valentine's Day? Something like that
we
you talk
don't
about.
we don't do those things
Or
like that.
anniversary or
Every
something.
day should be
You know, we
Valentine's
have to
Day.
just create a topic like Couples Day and we just talk about just to have you all on, you know? All right. And
We might break down the whole show
let's hear about
and the sanctity of couples.
let's hear about Charita.
Throughout the
Charita and
country.
John, the untold story.
Oh
Let's
my
hear about that.
gosh.
How it happened, where it happened. Rena Williams, this sounds like a program to me. I'd be interested in that. Barnes
Mm.
Toby, Nicola Daniels, good to have each and every one of you guys here. You know, outside of this, believe it or not, we have lives. Believe it or not,
Hmm.
we have lives. We got our own struggles in our families,
We have
our
to
own
integrate.
successes,
Hmm.
and we want things everybody else want, a peace of mind, little money in the bank, to leave a mark, to leave a legacy,
Yeah.
to do justly,
I
to
think
love
that's
mercy, and to walk humbly with God.
I think
Now,
that's
Micah,
how I think
Micah.
that's how we that's one of the source of how why you push so hard
Hmm.
is because you understand the dynamics of the struggle yourself.
Hmm.
So you are even more propelled to go out there and represent persons that are not in a position to represent yourselves publicly. So
Yeah,
we
there's
we
that.
we have overlapping interests as a people. We're all just human beings, so we want the same things for our families, friends, and for a country altogether.
Correct is right. You don't say a wrong thing there yet. Folks, you don't say a wrong thing, Rita. You don't say a wrong thing. Lots of
Yes.
stuff happening. Lots of stuff happening. I see the guys are exporting manganese again. Did you know that? They say after 50 years, right? They're exporting manganese again. I'm happy for them. I'm happy. I happy people who making money, right? If you're making money, you're doing it the honest way. Happy for you,
I think it's to be exported again.
right? To be exported again.
It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it's gonna happen. I'm happy, right?
But all of these sectors needs to be pushed.
Yeah,
This is the first time ever. I keep saying it. The first time ever we have the opportunity to spend resources that was never there before. So
correct,
it needs to be pushed into these sectors.
correct,
Diversification is absolutely necessary at
correct.
this point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because while that is happening, I think you were reading the comment to me the other day, Rita,
Mhm.
where somebody saying locally, is it Vikram Bharat, that they are going to not only focus on oil,
Mhm.
but all the other sectors
Yeah.
to to be able to avoid the Dutch disease,
The resource course and
the
all of that.
resource curse, to be able
Mhm.
to avoid it. But in our particular case, we need to focus on the other things. Because sugar dung, you could give us the figures.
Well,
Wells dung, Rita.
no, but that's not. I want to just make the point
Make it,
before.
you make it.
I want to make the point
We got
that
the
this
thing.
is not something that they're saying now. They
Mhm.
went in there on that platform that they're going to be focusing on the other sectors, and you can't look at oil alone. And from day one that they've been in there, we have seen works and efforts being put on the contrary and
Mhm.
heavily focused on oil as opposed to the other sectors. And that is why
Mhm.
the last two budgets, the reporting for the other sectors were so poorly. So it's one thing for you to say that you're going to be focusing on the other sectors, but then when the actual numbers come back, and that's where I'm most interested,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about all the fancy headlines and all the promises and meetings and all of those photo ops. It's absolutely necessary that when a number comes in for you to be able to see the efforts that we had put into these sectors. This is the reward that is being reaped from that right now, and we have
Correct.
seen
Correct as
quite
well.
the contrary to that. So a lot of promises being made to diversify and all of that, but when you look at the numbers at the end of the day, it spells a different story in all of the sectors. Everything is down. Let us be honest here. So it's one thing to say that you're going to do it, but then if you can't show the fruits of those efforts, then it begs the question: what exactly have you been doing?
Yep, and Rita, I know you know this all too well. Sugar is down, the production. So it's not a matter of you focusing on the others. You have to.
Hmm.
You force it because of your own management.
That
You
is
got to
correct.
focus on sugar, right? But they might abandon that altogether. You can hear we importing sugar more than we produce it very soon. Rice production is down. What's the other one,
Well, I'm like I
right?
just said, every single thing is done, and I can actually just go and pull up the actual statistics as we go along the program. Later on, I'll pull up those statistics for you guys. A lot and lot to be spoken about.
Yep, 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 yep. So there's that. We pushing
Well,
out
they
manganese.
said,
Go ahead.
let me just go through
Go ahead,
some of
Julia.
them because when you talk about the sectors, because that's the question altogether. When you talk about the sectors, according to the based from 2021, when it comes to agriculture, forestry, and fishing, these are areas that that persons would know that a lot of the strongholds of the current administration actually heavily rely on these specific sectors: agriculture, forestry, and fishing. However, with all that was said, that they are going to diversify, they're going to make sure that it does better and all of that, agriculture, forestry, and fishing contracted by 9.1% in 2021. So that's for starters, how that has been going. It is not anything for anybody to be proud of. When it comes to the sugar growing subsector, reduction in its value added,
Yeah.
right, to toward to 4.7% in 2021. Everything, every single thing has been going down, like we've been saying all along. But persons go out there and they consume the disinformation and the promises and all of that, and they believe that they should have some bit of faith in these persons that continue to go out there and lie and lie and lie. When they talk about other crops altogether, that subsector estimated, the estimate contraction was by 9.8% in 2021. Also, it is very scary to think about. So if they've been putting all of these efforts into building these subsectors, why is it that the numbers come back? That instead of expansion, we are all looking at contraction, decrease. And it's the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
I think I'm borrowing a phrase from someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where we are, folks. I'm happy to raise that because the manganese and so on. I help bring in a little something as well. While that's happening, believe it or not, the Caribbean Containers Inc., a company I admired, Caribbean Containers Inc. Starbuck News is reporting that Caribbean Containers Inc., the paper recycling plant is permanently closed. And that is so sad because I was fascinated with the
Mhm.
idea that they were recycling paper on the whole, right? And they use some of that for local containers that need that paper base. And Starbuck News is reporting that the paper recycling plant is permanently closed. I just want to read a section for that. This is up on the East Bank. Um, and the report says that the Caribbean Containers Inc. (CCI) has disclosed in its recent release, its 2021 annual report, that despite a harrowing operating year in 2021, the company's operation nonetheless recorded a gross profit of $445 million and a 1.7% increase on its gross returns for 2020. The company's gross profit disclosed, however, was was tempered rather by the seeming more significant announcement contained in the report that the company's paper recycling plant, which the company had said in 2017 would be closed for 3 years, would not now be reopened. This means that it will henceforth be relying on will would be relying entirely on imported paper to support its operations because there was such a shortage here of the kind of paper needed to sustain this aspect of its operation. I remember talking with the CEO there, and she was saying that they had started to import some of that paper, but now they look like they're going to be doing 100% importation of the paper needed
Mm.
to meet the market that they have.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is business. People look at the bottom line, and it's always about the bottom line. It's not about what you might have a
It's
passion doing
about the
or so on.
number. It's
It's
about the
about it's
number.
about the numbers, as you
Everything
said.
is about
Numbers.
every
So
single thing comes back
yeah,
to money, all the
yeah,
policy direction and all of those things.
yeah.
That's what it comes back to. I could continue to go down with some of the other numbers, because I continue to say that from day one, even on their campaign trail, the PVP have been saying how they are going to go in and they're going to diversify, and they think that there's too much reliance on oil and all of that. But 3 budgets later, this is where we are. And I want to just mention the number when it comes to bauxite mining. That subsector had declined by an estimated 3.8% in
Mm-hmm.
2021. And worst, it was the gold mining subsector that contracted by 14.8% in 2021. So, I mean, the talk is nice, you can get sucked into all the promises that, we're working on the other sectors and all of that. But until the numbers are coming back to reflect that there is some kind of growth in the other subsectors, then we're not going anywhere. And then it's just cheap talk.
Yep, yep, yep. So a lot happening, guys. A lot happening that we're trying to cover from all sectors. So I really, really hope that you guys understand what is happening here. So it's a lot. It's a lot on the ground. And you have a general mismanagement here of the government and the economy. And on top of that, you got this economic situation on top of that. So if you're poor, you're real poor.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, you're real hungry because of the what has been added to it by events that are happening. You see, we highlight every evening stuff that's happening on the ground. I noticed one of the bridges we talked about in Granville, for instance, on the East Coast. When I passed this morning, I saw repairs being done. Right? What we talk about in our program gets focused on.
Every single time,
Gets
every
focused on.
single time. I think a lot of persons are realizing that, so that's why a lot of persons even send issues to be addressed.
I'm
And
happy about that. I'm happy.
that
I'm
is
happy about
correct.
that.
That is correct.
I'm happy. And I always say it comes back to the people. And you guys out there, you don't know how instrumental you are. It's not because I am there and I'm saying it. It's because you all show up to the programs
The
by the
support, the
hundreds and the
support.
thousands, and they see that. I say, we won't feel bad. Look, then people can think now, we're a
That is
bad
correct.
government. Let me go and fix it. Right?
Hmm.
And yesterday we spoke on our program about the 3 stages which the PP employed to problem solve.
Hmm.
You know that you draw a
You
line around it,
circle, you raise.
you raise the circle. And when
Hmm.
you got good public pressure, real public pressure, then they go fix the
Yes.
problem. So we were heartened to see that they're fixing that thing there. And it's because of you guys. Really has nothing to do with us because you guys see some value in the program. You keep showing up. And them boys, as Jarita said, it's about the numbers.
It is
Right?
always
You
about
think
the
if we had two
numbers.
people listening to it, they would at any time? But
Mm.
it's because you guys shop in the hundreds and the thousands. Pamela Dover, Pansy Field, Alex Ann, Deshaun Alexander, Alex, and all the other folks. You guys keep showing up. That is what makes the difference, right? They're fixing it. Yes, Pamela, they're fixing it. The same bridge we showed you all at Granville on the East Coast there by BV, they're fixing it, right? I was going to be late. I was going to stop and take a photograph, but I was so heartened. But we got to fix problems. Don't just kick it down the road. Not only small problems too. We got to fix some of the problems that seemingly are intractable, right? We have to
Yeah,
fix them.
that is correct. I want to note, and I'm taking note of your comment, Kurt. I see Kurt is making a comment saying that he's not able to share, and I saw other persons also commenting the same as well, that they're not being able to share. A lot of those at least just we're noting on the blue app.
Hmm.
so
It's the
so
Jacobats.
yeah.
Folks, if you're hearing some rustling, I'm trying to adjust my mic on
Mm-hmm.
my shirt. It's the
This
Jacobats,
old age got shared
It's them.
in this
Let's
place.
take one of our contributors today. Let's take one of our contributors.
Sharon and beautiful Jurita, good afternoon. My problem is who will be benefiting and what sense does it make advertising all this oil and manganese and all these niceties, these minerals that Guyana has? Who will be benefiting from it? For me, the average Guyanese people will not be benefiting from all these niceties that they are talking about because Guyana is becoming poorer by the minute and our people are not benefiting anything, especially Afro Guyanese, the Hindu Guyanese that are below level, the poverty level, and supporters of the APNU AFC coalition, and worse yet, the indigenous people who are living in those areas where this manganese is coming from. They are not benefiting anything. And to see the PDP government is so disrespectful to those people.
Yeah.
I have issues with it. Why advertise it to get people excited and then we're not benefiting anything from it? Secondly, the first lady's behavior as a first lady, I have issues with it because as the first lady, she should know to conduct herself better in public. She's human being, yes, we understand that, but she's a public figure and she needs to conduct herself better. You would have never seen um, Viola Burnham or Mrs. Height, not even Varshni, behaving in that kind of a way that the first lady behaved. It is unbecoming. And this thing when people say, oh yes, she's human. Yes, I understand she's human, but she has need to know that she has to conduct herself better in the public when you are a public figure. It is not good. And I don't Barajagdio, Irfan Ali, all of them need to be checked into a mental hospital because the whole pack of them mad. And the other thing, this nonsense that soldiers are taking their vacation or are on vacation and come to the United States of America to partake in the Independence Parade representing Guyana, and the PPP government has blocked all the soldiers that were selected to come, and they're not even coming at the expense of the PPP. This is bullcrap nonsense. They're just showing out themselves and their vindictiveness, racism, and they've everything all out in the general domain of the world to see their attitude. This is nonsense, and I don't know how much more longer Guyanese people will sit down to accept this bullshit. And I hope the soldiers understand what is going on because they're sitting quietly for too long and they should have already gotten rid of the government, although installed that they may be. Anyways, the next thing I want, mind your business. What guy now with you court case? Your witness not turning up or your accused is not turning up or what?
Well, well,
Anyway, later I will continue to listen to the program for now. Later. Bye bye.
yeah, yeah. That's another story. They say when the court is seized of this matter, you're not supposed to comment on it. But I don't worry about it. Nigel Hughes, Hughes Fields, and Stobie got some more than capable attorneys who on this case. Went to court yesterday, and the attorney for the other side wasn't too ready what he had to do, and so we pushed down to the 24th. We pushed down to the 24th, and we're going to see what happens. 24th at 1 o'clock. That's the next hearing date. So come, rock and come into the business, right? But I'm telling you, I'm fully confident in my legal team, fully confident in Hughes Fields and Stobie, all the young lawyers, Ayana Butchers and Miss Leander, who are on this case, and all the other guys, all the other team members, who are part of who all of the attorneys who on this case, but in particularly those two young attorneys. Those guys are doing incredible jobs, including Mr. Hughes himself, again, I'm happy you mentioned. I get a chance to shout out my attorneys, Narissa Leander and Ayana Butters, young, brilliant attorneys, and I'm so grateful for the guidance and the leadership on this matter. So I just am safe and secure in that fact that they're doing what they have to do. That being said, folks, want to hear from you. 627-6963. 627-6963. We want to hear from you. We're not taking calls now, believe it or not. Believe it or not, we're not taking calls, but let us know how you guys are doing where you are. Send us that voice note, 627-6963, and we can be happy to rock and come in with it for you guys.
That is correct, guys. So much to discuss, and I'm seeing some persons trying to call in, but please send a voice note. Make sure that we can be able to plug in from this end for your comments to be shared. But I note your comments. I note your comments there a few moments ago, Marlon. I note your comments, and you are spot on with what you're saying.
Spot on. If Twitter says spot on, you're spot on. We're going to try to get some more of these comments. Guys, we're not taking any calls. Make sure you send us a voice note, and we're going to play it. And again, you don't have to agree with us, believe it or not, to send a voice note, right? As long as you're respectful, that's all that we ask.
Good afternoon, MPs
Good afternoon.
Sherrod and Jerita, respectively. Listeners also. I have a lot on my mind for this week, so I'm going to split it in half as usual. Um, One of the first things is that I was listening to the news this morning in Barbados, and I noticed that Prime Minister Mia Mottley was placing emphasis on education to the extent where uh, those persons who serve in the hotel industry should receive training
Mm-hmm.
for, or I should say, to become bilingual.
Uh-huh.
Um, there is the Venezuelan embassy who offers programs to anyone who wants to learn. I mentioned this to say that the government keeps spending money all over the place, but not on the citizens of Guyana where education is concerned. Um, it's very disheartening because we're talking about going into tourism, but yet we're not keeping up with the requirements of providing good service. It's just a shame. And I hope that, as everyone says, they listen to the program. So I'm hoping that someone will listen to the program and get involved in organizing lessons or something for those persons who are desirous of learning another language. Secondly, uh, I was listening to a broadcast, or I should say, a pre-press, post-press conference from Trinidad and Tobago. And I observed that there are a lot of similarities when it comes to handling the press.
Mm-hmm.
In that press conference, Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago identified the lack of fact searching by the reporters. And I remembered right away that that's what I call them, reporters. A lot of our journalists in Guyana, at least, let me be fair, at least the ones that attend the press conferences by Mr. Jagdeo, seem to think it's okay to regurgitate news instead of being a professional journalist. It's very heartrending, really, really
Mm-hmm.
heartrending. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
back.
All right, let's take another listen.
I was on. I was listening also to Politics 101, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what is sad about the whole incident with Mr. Ben? There are two things that is standing out. The first thing is that he said on the program with Mr. Hines, when you do good, you get into trouble. What a shame. Are we going to be saying now that we cannot do good? What message are we sending to our nation? I mean, the perception is that you have to be bad to be a good person. It's not very nice. And then to see Minister Darmlan with the posting on his page about PNC Credit Union. What nonsense is that? When will the
Is
ministers
that where you change
of
for Brookita?
government realize they owe the nation something? And it has nothing to do with PNC, PPP. Again, they would have sworn to serve the nation. But when they come out with these utterances, I sincerely wonder what is their purpose as government officials, you know? And I'm believing now, at first I was a bit skeptical, but I'm believing now, based on what Darmlal said, I am believing now that it was well orchestrated to get Mr. Ben away from his um, present position, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not nice at all.
Chairman,
And
yeah.
and I'm going to sound racial, but it's the truth. We as Black people sit down there and accept something like that. I mean, the credit union does not have one ethnicity, I'm sure, but yet we sit down there and instead of representing those persons whose monies pay us, we sit down there cutting each other's throats, you know,
Yeah.
real crabs in a barrel, and it's not very nice. When are we going to learn that there is nothing that the present government offers to you, no matter how nice it looks? When are we going to learn that there are always repercussions for whatever we do? When are we going to stop selling our souls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, it's not good at all.
Correct is right. Correct is right. Correct is right. Well said. When are we going to stop selling we souls, you know? When are we going to stop? When are we going to stop? Let's get some of these comments.
Good afternoon, Sharon and Vijita, and good afternoon to all listeners.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm very peeved about the situation in Guyana, especially concerning this government. Now, they're saying that they're telling us that they're going to get three more mines bigger than Omai. Then they're going to start exporting manganese. Yes, as I am saying, would this ever benefit the Guyanese people? Because at this present day and time, there's nothing that they're doing benefiting the Guyanese people. And they're just showing the figure that they don't care. Coming back to the conversation between Jack Joe and Mr. Norton, I see they're making a fuss over that Norton bringing out the SOPs and all kind of thing. I don't know if they're being sensitized or they're not listening programs, but the SOPs that Norton has and the PPP party and the other party have is SOPs that their scrutineers who was sent to the station and was observing, that is what they carry back to their party's office.
Mm-hmm.
And the SOPs that GCOM that was using for the recount is the SOPs that the GCOM's returning officer returned to them. Let these people know clear it's not the PPP SOPs that GCOM did the recount from, and up to now, the recount has even finished the stages that set for it. So it, as far as I'm concerned, it's still inconclusive. And that is one. Two, for heaven's sake, I want the First Lady to know that the office of the First Lady comes with ethics, decorum, and it's all over the world. All over the world. And if the First Lady is a drink woman, and whatever she indulges in, that's supposed to be happening behind our closed doors. Now, I'm going to tell you this. In all my life in growing up in Guyana, I'm going to start from Mr. Ramatar. I never see Mrs. Ramatar behave like that. I never see Mrs. Hines behave like that. I never
There is the
saw Janet
exception.
Jackson behaving like that.
There is the
I never
exception.
saw Viola Bourne behave like that. I never saw Arthur Chung's wife, Mrs. Chung, behave like that. I never saw Mrs. Hyde behave like that. And then the problem with them that oh, she's young
Yeah.
and she got to live her life. Yes, I'm saying she has to live her life. But she got to remember she's the first lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the world will be watching at her.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to class her that she's like Michelle Obama.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
Stop it.
Now to see the first lady with a glass in her hand, she cock up her foot, and then she turn and she thing is showing she back balling and a hand around, she with a female hand around her waist, and then somebody tried to block it. And you tell me she's living her life? Do you think the other first lady in the Caribbean will have respect for her? Huh? Oh, come on. Don't tell me that Guyanese still wearing blinders.
But you know
to
what?
take off
Yeah.
the blinders. Let's face reality.
You know what?
Let's face reality. And for the public
Yeah.
servants, this is what you get for sitting down. You see what the PPP is trying to do with the public service union. You better get up and don't sit down and accept the 3.5, like you accept the 3.5% per year and saying that, oh, well, things can happen. Don't look at y'all gotta come out and get up. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up. Get rid of those vagabonds who there on the board. Get them and get them out. That's all I have to say. I can go on. There's so many things going on in this country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hear you, my brother. You know what? We've been talking with some folks on this issue. Not everybody wants to be identified. And another part of this issue that we didn't even factor in, right? Some women approached us and they said, imagine what makes it even more shocking on the issue of the First Lady, that this is someone who is married to a man who professes to be a practicing Muslim. That's the other side of the discussion. This is a woman who is married to a man who is head of state one, and then he is a practicing Muslim, which says something totally different. I said, wow, well, if you say so, what are we going to say? If you put it like that, something I never even factored in. Of course, you're absolutely right. All of the callers on this issue, that if you assume that office, you can't say, well, I'm young. Well, don't go in the office. Don't go in the office. Put out a statement. I am Irfan's wife, but I will not assume the role of the First Lady and carry out the duties and so on. It comes with something, right? It comes with something. You can accept it for the head of some GBTI one them banks. Irregardless of if you like it or not, it comes with something. It comes with something. But that being said, folks, the mic is yours. The mic is yours. 627-6963. We want to hear from you, folks. 627-6963. 627-6963. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from you guys. 627-6963. And we want to hear from you. All right, we want to hear from you guys. Did we check this one? Did we take this one?
I'm not sure. Let us go through.
My last comment,
Yes, we did.
because I
Last
wrote
comment.
them down and I know that I couldn't say all at one time.
Go
so
ahead.
I've broken them up into pieces. Have we lost our moral fiber? Really?
Think you know the
All
answer.
of a sudden, you as a first lady can do the dirty dance and it's acceptable? What is wrong with us? I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers, with this one, but I have to say what I believe, as everyone else is entitled to their own opinion. Now, there is nothing wrong with you dancing. But I remember the hula boo there was about a week ago when Mr. Norton was actually dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a first lady who is supposed to be representing Guyana doing the dirty on a boat ride, right? And some of our feminists making me look bad, making me feel shame. She young. There is a certain, I'm looking for the right word. Is it aura? But there's a certain way in which you, as a first lady, is supposed to operate.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, to those females who shouting, and some of them gonna probably cuss me on your program, Cheryl, who can the first lady tell anything to now that that is seen all over the world? That's one. And two, right? When the young girls release their videos doing the dirty and all the things that they do as school children, what can the first lady say to them?
This is how you do it,
Are
better.
we going to remember that the behavior of the first lady was excused by the fact that she's young and she has a life to live? Nonsense. Have we lost our minds as a people? Have we lost our minds as females? Nonsense, right? Nonsense. And the last thing, where were the government MPs at that seminar?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
sort of government we
The
really have,
Commonwealth.
MPs, Sherrod and Jarita?
Yeah,
What government is that?
yeah.
Or is it that they're conforming to the world, that they're lawless,
They
that they
installed.
have no regard for anything that pertains to education and training?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that they're projecting to the world that what everyone else has been saying is true?
Mm-hmm.
Their absence spoke volumes about themselves. And I hope they realize that, or they remember that, because everything has a backlash. And that is surely going to have a backlash.
Correct,
That's
correct,
what my whole mouthful for today.
correct, correct, correct. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
I think if I can just interject at this point, I have been noting a lot of the comments online about the video of the dance, and I haven't actually addressed it frontally. I would say that. But the first thing I want to say is that the initial comments and everything that went out as persons preempt what your thoughts, Sherrod, would have been about the matter, even prior to you having made any comments on the matter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing I want to say. But for me, whenever I'm looking at the matters as that one, I like to separate the personality from the actual office, because the discussion should not be about a particular person, but more so about the office and the code of conduct that one would expect the office holder to have, regardless of who that person is. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where we need to have that discussion from, not just saying, because we can't just deviate according to the personality that sits in the seat, but the office holder is expected by the people to be in a certain way. And I think one of the things that's probably lacking is a defined set of code of conducts when it comes to the office, because we're not trying to bash any particular individual or anything like that, but most definitely, the office, any office, and I dare say, have to have a certain sets of guidelines that dictates how persons are expected to conduct themselves and all of that. So I think that the absence of those guidelines by itself, give way also for persons to have this back and forth and then biting at each other what is morally right and morally wrong and all of that. But I can say, even for me, that when you decide to present yourself to public life, you present yourself to a level of scrutiny that you wouldn't even dare imagine how deep it goes. Your family, your children, everything is put out there, because I can tell you, there's absolutely no excuse would be given on my behalf if a family member to me does something that is wrong. More so, if I go out and do something that is wrong. So that is something that definitely needs to be looked at. And I want to say that the real debate here, it's not about the person. And I refuse to get into a debate with anybody with all of the back and forth online about the person. But because for me, the real debate is about the whether or not you can separate an office from an individual. And I think there's a whole lot of research out there that goes to say, well, it's one and the same. Once you occupy the seat of a specific office, then you cannot say, well, oh, I'm the office holder at work, but I'm not the office holder when I leave work. It's one and the same. So that is the context, because I want to give clarity and be more constructive in my criticism and my comments altogether on the matter. So I believe that is the way in which we need to address it, and not just go about this, oh, well, a personality battle. Because if we go down that line, we're not going to be getting any resolution to it moving forward. Because as a country moving forward, there should be a list of guidelines, and not just for that office, but for all office holders, that this is a code of conduct that persons expect you to follow. So we wouldn't have this back and forth about age and personalities and all of that, but more so about the office by itself. I just wanted to add that in.
Excellent. Let's take some other contributors. Let's take some other, guys. We aren't taking any phone calls. Send us a voice note. It's 21st century. That it we're more efficient in this way.
Good morning, Cheryl.
All right, that's not the one. Apologies there. Apologies there. False start. False start. False start. Apologies there. Apologies there, folks. We're gonna have another contributor in just a second. Guys, we aren't taking any phone calls. Send us a voice note, and we're gonna be certain to play it for you.
Good morning, or rather, good afternoon, Cheryl.
Good afternoon, my sister.
I'm just going to say one word: mediocrity. When you display mediocrity, the expectation from every other person will say, okay, mediocrity is the acceptance. So if we as Guyanese, and I'm outside, but I'm still a Guyanese, if you look at what mediocrity is and how it's displayed right now, it's so sad. But that's what that's what's happening. And all those who made those contributions about decorum, behavior, they were well said, and I applaud. As a matter of fact, I second them all. Do not be mediocre, and you go ahead and you accept mediocrity as the norm. That's what's happening now.
Yep. Well said. Thanks for that contribution. Thank you very much for that contribution, guys.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Now with this, I like what a notice said about the them not.
We're with you. We're with you.
Go right ahead, folks. We aren't taking any
Being
calls. Send
at
us a voice
that
note.
conference. You see what the people don't realize, that the outer world is picking up with all people might say, we ain't going underground, we ain't going underground. But programs like this program, Kadaki, Mark Benchcroft, Calvin Matthews, all these programs are highlighting what is going on, the pulse of the people who are putting up resistance in their own way on these lines. Now, they didn't go. Why they didn't go? Don't you think that the people, the installed regime knows to themselves that the noose is being tightened around their necks. So now they look into things, and that is showing the outer world the quality of the leadership of the installed regime. Now the things that they keep flaunting now to get this together, they're showing the poor, the Africans in Guyana and the Indians who they classify as Africans, who may be in cross relationships, like the MP, who the dildo, the culture because her husband is African. They don't want to give them anything. Now with the first, the install first lady, she has got to portray herself, and that is herself. You look at them when they go, they just start out. Them black girl, them a oh, them a drink and them a drunk. You can't drink more liquor than a true-blooded Indian. And our area put out there, that is area you catch a pig, bathe its skin, and put it. The first puddle the pig meat, it roll up. Me one of me big ABC reading book was Master Willie had a roll in the mud. He owned a bed, he put on 3 pieces or steel coat. We gave it tap out with cane, boots with them. The time there was them 3/4 pounds with the boat to the side and the socks and some nice boots. Tap out with frill, collar and frill neck. And when Master Willie meet the first mud, he jump in, he broke up the cane, the hat fly off, the shoe gone one side, the scissors still tear up. That is the first lady installed. So don't look for nothing better. Who y'all think she was? Lyndon Forbes Sampson born on Prime Minister wife? Did you think she was Sandra Granger, wife of President Granger? White wife? Think she was Mistress Rowley? Or the big one, Michelle Barack Hussein Obama? Oh no, she is the wife of Catfish. So she got to behave as Catfish wife. Bye-bye.
Hello, Sherrod. How are you? Hi, Jurita. How are you? A very pleasant good day to you both. And I hope you guys are doing great. Anyway, it's hot and sunny in Skellen here. Yeah. My contribution today is about Balrat Jagdeo and Irfat Ali. These people are blatantly lying. I am sick and tired of the PPP government taking advantage of the guy, these people, and they're destroying this country and they don't care about anybody. That's my contribution for that part. Another thing is, I look at Balra Jag. They sat on the critics show. The critics, yes, that one. That one. He's looking like the zombie bird. I think he's and the zombie bird has a similar resemblance. Anyways, Sharon, this man sit on that show and blatantly lie about the APNU, what APNU did and what APNU did not, and what they do when they came into government and the country went up from down, and APNU had put the country down and all these things. This man is blatantly lying. And what they're doing in their regime, Sharon, they're blaming it on APNU. So if they did something bad, or let's say they make a big blunt mistake, they say it's APNU who did it. They're blatantly lying. And another thing, Balrat Jagdeo seems to be the president of the country. I don't think Irfat Ali is anymore. I think this man sends this Irfat Ali out of the country so that he can do his mischief and do as he please. He dictated everything. He's the owner of this country. He is getting on like if he has the land, the deed title to this country, and he is the owner of Guyana. So everything in it is his own. All the resources that they have, Sherrod, is going to the foreigners and them, and the foreigners are the ones who are making the millions. and the Guyanese people are not making any money or are benefiting from anything, any of the resources that we have here. Nothing. The poor people are getting poorer. People are punishing every day. Everything is getting so hard on the people in Guyana. Costs of living rising every day. And Bharat Jagdeo and Moonshine Bharat Jagdeo and Irfan Ali is not taking a look into these little matters because they don't care. Their lives is fixed already. They can do as they please. And I don't think that we should sit down anymore and take this advantage of these people are doing. And this man is just going to targeting the black people. And he's taking advantage. He divided this country into so many parts. And you know what? The Guyanese people that voted for them, the supporter of the PPP, is so ashamed right now. They don't even want to talk about it. They don't have anything to eat. They're punishing along with everybody else, and they can't say anything because they're so ashamed. They're very ashamed, Sharad. And another thing, Sharad, you know what the PPP stands for? I keep saying the PPP stands for Punish Poor People and Children. And one more thing, Sharad, that zombie bird that they have up there, I think, I think that Balra Jagdev had laid the egg and Flap Ali sat on the egg to hatch it. Don't you see the similar resemblance to Balra Jagdev with the Jumbie bird? Anyway, Sharat and Jarita, you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the day and have some fun. I'm going to have some fun in the hot sun now. Take care, guys.
Hi, sure. Good afternoon. I would like to say that the First Lady, she's the First Lady of the country. She needs to give some sort of respect. Yes, she's young, but then again, you have a whole world looking at you as the First Lady. And none of them can come in Sandra Granger's shoes. I don't care what they say. She's a boss.
Thanks to that contribution. Thanks to that contribution there. We still got some more to get through, folks. We still got a couple more we want to get through.
Sharon,
Good afternoon.
good day. I am baffled by the way the First Lady carry herself. I do not live in Guyana, but I can recall from since the time of Viola born and come down, all the presidents and prime ministers' wives, none of them has behaved in this manner. She's supposed to be a mentor for the younger women in the country. But what are you going to tell the young girls? They had a problem with the children at Christchurch and their behavior, the young girls. What are they going to say now? Remember when the mayor, they had a function and the mayor was dancing and the bishop made a comment on the way the mayor of Georgetown was dancing. Well, what does the bishop have to say now?
But that was actually Robeson Ben who had made that comment. It was actually Robeson Ben who had made it. But the point is valid. The point is a valid one in that
I think
regard.
persons are talking
Very,
about
very,
the double standard
yeah,
in the line
yeah,
of
yeah.
comments, and that is something that I've been talking about a
Very,
while.
very valid in that regard. Guys, we are live and we cannot take any phone calls. Send us a voice note and we'll be sure to play it, please.
Good day, Miss Jurita, and also Mr. Sherrod.
Good day.
It's something that I'm waiting for. See, I'm waiting for hearing Mr. Ben. You know, when Mr. Ben gonna speak about this, but this wine, because I know he quick for see the mayor wine.
Yep. We're waiting for that.
Yeah, we can't have the double standard at all. We have to hold each other accountable to the same
Winston, we
standard.
aren't taking any calls, but you keep calling, so go right ahead. Hello.
I don't think we're getting the audio.
Yep. We're gonna try to play some of these. Bear with us. I'm saying we aren't taking call and somebody's still calling us. I don't understand it.
So just there is it.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Sorry about that. We kind of cut that one
My
halfway.
caller, little one, yes.
Try to take some of the others.
GT Star Boy. I
Let me
see
see if we
you
take
here
this
with
one.
us. I'm Marvel.
Did we take this one before?
Yes, do that.
Let me
Good
see.
morning, or rather, good afternoon, Sharon and Rita and all the viewers.
Good afternoon.
I'm just going to say one word: mediocrity.
We took
When
this
you
one before.
display mediocrity,
Guys, when you hear
Winston,
that,
how can we help? Hello?
I am not getting the call, that the call
Winston.
is not coming through. That's why we're not taking the call, guys, because we're connected
Some people
to
don't
do the
listen, you know.
voice note. Because we are connected to the voice notes. And guys, if when we're playing the voice notes, if you call in, it's gonna cut the transmission.
That's why we say just voice
of
notes, because it helps us to be more
voice
efficient.
note. Yes.
So let's do that. Let's try to, be a little disciplined. The voice note helps us to be more efficient. So help us, folks. Help us. We want to take all of the contributions you guys are making. It's valuable to us.
Mr. Duncan.
Apologies there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. Good afternoon, all. I just want to know when the CCJ will call the petition case. A long time I've been trying to find out when the CCJ will hear the petition case. Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. Good afternoon, all. I just want to know when the CCJ will call the petition case. A long time I've been trying to find out when the CCJ will hear the petition case.
Well, I want to call it with the same day that they're dealing with the DPP. give them a little breather room after the DPP first. A little breather room.
Good day to Sherrod and the other listening public, all of you. Now with this something, we don't know. These, they only like they just putting up these things that they're finding and they're making and they're getting to taunt the poor people in Guyana. Now in Guyana, people have got to understand, and I talk from my own experience. If you get money, but the poor class people, when they get money, they don't spend the money wisely. You think I gonna take me $35,000 and go to the exhibition or a blue and white denim and white boat cruise or things like that? When you get your money, it's small. Do things that can affect your life meaningfully. You can't get in a small salary. And because these people come, you want to make a pint, you're making no pint. If you get in a small salary and you put it towards building yourself, moving from, all right, you might get a piece of land. You're getting a small salary. If you make up your mind from this small salary, you know what? I get this piece of land and I gonna want to get a place to live. You don't gotta go and put down a big mansion first. You put down a room, you're going inside and you expand till you get where you want. But many people would get a land. The Exodus come, be the man come, this all white, Yankee boat cruise, this, the gone all around. The little bit of money what they getting spending out and they have nothing. Now when it comes to the woman what they dancing and backballing and going on, that's the way of them. They are coming and brawling. If it was a black person they do that, you would have heard they say, oh God, the body no got them, them they no got respect. First lady. Good day to Cheryl.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon, Sharad.
Good afternoon, my brother.
We should not, with respect to the First Lady and her actions, we should not expect anything better from these people. When you're morally bankrupt, when you're morally deficient, we ought to expect anything from them. The next thing is that with respect to the manganese project, I'm wondering if they ever sit to ask the question, why did they stop mining manganese in the first place? I remember as a child, manganese came from Matthews Ridge to Port Kaituma by rail, and it was shipped out through the river system there in Northwest District. I'm wondering if they ever find out why did they stop mining manganese in the first place. I think this manganese story is a red herring. It's a feel-good story, and it is just to distract people from something that they want to do.
All right. Thanks for that contribution, William. Thanks for that contribution. And we are.
Hi, Sheridan team. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I saw on Facebook that the GDF were blocked from the independence celebrations in the US. I am so happy when PPP behaves in this manner. They behave like this in Guyana and they're bringing it over, spilling it over now in the US. It's a good thing they're doing because people would see the type of people that they are. So I believe they should continue because the time is coming when they will be just a thing of the past. The time is coming.
Yep.
When they will be a thing of the past.
Yep. Thanks for
So
that.
let them continue.
Thanks for that contribution. Thanks for that contribution. Let her continue. My sister said, let her continue. Let her continue. All right, let me see. Is this for today? Let me see, make sure.
Let's fight happening in Boxton.
All right, this is not one for us here. Let me make sure. I think we have another one elsewhere. Let me make sure we have it. Let's make sure we have it. Let's make sure we have it, guys.
Big stink, dirty junk crow, trench crapo, bagu lagoos, Karen crow, eagle dirty stinking board. They must go. They are fraudulent. De facto. They must go. PPP must go. Put this out there. I said it. They must go. They are wicked, conniving, and dirty stink.
Okay then. Okay then.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. We can have a do-over. Let me have a do-over, please. I wasn't ready. Folks, we want to thank for all of you who contributed to our open mic. You all know if it's Friday, the mic is yellow. Take it. I think we have one more. Let me see. Some folks sent some stuff. It's like they gotta get their own program. Let me see what Vincent is saying now.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Well, I think sufficient has been said about the First Lady. I don't need to add any more.
Thank you, Vincent.
What I want to talk about is your situation. I think they should throw out your matter and stop wasting your time.
Yeah.
That is one. Number two, I learned from the news that a second magistrate have recused herself from the former finance minister's matter. That also should be thrown out. They're wasting people's time.
Yeah.
We need
Taxpayers' dollars.
to use the time that they have in a productive manner.
Yeah.
And stop wasting people's time. And where the credit union is concerned, people got to understand and get a copy of 8801. That is the laws that govern the credit union. So they would see that what these people are trying to do is illegal. Read 8801. That is the chapter of the laws that covers all about credit unions. That is all I have to say. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for that contribution, Winston. Thanks for that contribution. I think we have another one here.
Hi, good afternoon, Sherrod and Jerita, and all those who are in the hearing of my voice. Concern our First Lady. I looked at it that May Motley, she probably emulating what May Motley did. She saw Mia Motley went on stage and hold on the singer back and was backballing on him. So she tells herself that if she's a prime minister and she could do that, well, make I can do it as a first lady. So you see, everything is like a copycat for this government. You see your neighbor do it and you want to do it too. They have no morals and no scruples. It's from the head. It's stemmed from the head. If the head's sick, the whole body will be sick. So it come from the top because look, the ministers could tell people they'll do and all these different things, and no correction could be given to him, no apology, nothing could be done. Nobody come out and say anything. So the first lady tells herself, and then she's saying, "I's a big girl now. You're a big girl now. That you're supposed to know to conduct yourself as a big girl. You're a public figure. Don't join your friends and kick out your leg and drink your rum and fall and then backballing. Them is not public figure. You're the public figure. You should supposed to know to conduct yourself properly. And then you have your husband as the president for the country. You embarrass him in the you embarrass the country and you embarrass the president because he is the one that's supposed to, he's a public figure too. And when you're doing something of such nature, you dishonor your head. You dishonor your head, you embarrass him to the highest level as a president. And this was happened when you were installed and not elected. They were installed, so they have no morals or scruples because they were elected. They were selected to go there. That's why they're doing what they are doing there. Ridiculous, ridiculous.
We hear you. We hear you. We hear you, folks. We think that we've covered all. We think so.
We are going through very carefully
Right,
to
we
make
think
sure
we've
that we've
covered all.
covered all of the voice notes sent to us thus far.
Hi, Sherrod. Good day.
Maybe not.
These
Good day,
things
Chief.
happen to people who reach a certain destination in life before the time. They do not have time enough to prepare themselves. And trust me, this woman would never find herself in this position again. She now realized that she had made a mistake. You understand me? And she had no time to adjust her mind, to adjust her brain or
The
herself
DPP, yeah?
to this kind of life.
The DPP.
And she take her simple and ordinary life with her. So she has to pay now for what she did. Now, she got to realize that she's the first lady, the president's wife. And she got to adopt some sort of principle. You understand me? So what a person does or what she did is not what was within her. Now she has to force herself to live a life that she's not accustomed to. So that's all about it. Thank you.
Yep. I hear you. Comes with being installed.
Mr. Duncan, good afternoon. Infantile wife lose out. Or people say when the cats away, the mice will play. And she perform and she show people what she could do there. And it's don't happen to she there. He think it's somebody decent, he married, but it's not nobody decent. The girl show it off and show people what she could do. But when the mayor give a wine, rope some bend off attack, but the mayor, and look how she wine up there. Have a good afternoon, Mr. Duncan.
I think that's the last contributor. Meetings? I think that's the last contributor. Is it?
Good afternoon, Sherrod. I'm listening to the caller who mentioned all the first ladies that we had in Guyana before.
This will be our last.
Now, what the caller did not mention is that there is a distinction between all those first lady and Aria. Those first ladies were elected. This one weren't. Remember that this first lady is an installed first lady, and that is the exception. You can expect anything from those persons who are installed. Remember, those first ladies that we had before, they had some level of class. But this one here, I don't know what to say, right? Just let the public be the judge. Another thing, remember, under the PPP, with the last 20-something years, morals went through the window. Just look at the generation that has come up under them. Most of them a lot of them listen to the young people, some of the young people conversation, you would hear, oh, we born as a hustler, oh, we born as a thug, and all these kind of things. Is because of the class system that they set. You understand? And we have to change that, because if we don't change that, this generation would be doomed. For the elders, we are calling on the elders to talk to their children, because Guyana is a place that had morals and values until these people took office 20 something years ago and bring it to this moral decay that we are facing now. Right? So, what the First Lady is actually doing, remember now that she is young and she grew up in an era where she see lawlessness. So we cannot expect anything better from her.
That'll be our final
Good
contributor
afternoon,
today.
Sherrod. I'm listening to the caller
That's our final
who
contributor.
mentioned all the four.
Yep. Our final contributor. Guys, thanks to each and every one of you. Oh my. To each and every one of you for calling.
Cheryl, Angelita, I think that people should stop talking about the first lady this and the first lady that. If the first lady want bend down, one skin up, back bar, cock up one foot, wherever and why, I just don't care. What you expect her to do? They are all installed. She is not the first, she is the last, apparently. She is the last. She was never first lady, meant to be first lady. So what you expect? She was installed.
That's the public views, folks. Public views, and I hope Daily News can take a listen and write a report. That being said, we want to thank all of you guys for coming through today. You know, we got to listen to the public. We got to listen to the public, and we're so happy you guys have come through and you've put your thoughts out there.
Most interestingly, I think it's important to note that Over Mike Friday gives the public the opportunity to dictate the conversation.
Yeah, matters of concern to you.
And without cue, this is where the conversation
Unscripted, unedited.
Yeah.
Unvarnished. Right?
Not directed. Those are the thoughts of the people.
Yeah. Lynette, we see you there, and Philomena Fontenelle and Abiola Washington, Roxanne Odessa. We see all of you guys. Thanks for making our program today special in this way, being here, each and every one of you. I see Roxanne Odessa. Jacobs is here as well. Giselle Chipper, you're here, and Abiola Washington. Thanks, guys. We're so happy that you guys. Paula Johnson, we see you. We see you guys. We see you. Sanita Rampat, we see you as well. We see you. Right? We see you as well. We have Zelle, we got Cash App, Chisel Chipper, MMG. We got all the platforms. Very convenient, you know. So we can keep the doors open, we can keep the lights on, we can keep going from strength to strength. Sam Pat, is it? It's Sunny Pat. Candy Lean and the Cheat, we see you. Tasha Sela
from the Bronx.
We see you. Yeah. Sinita Rampat, we see you. Pamela Jova, we see you. And guys, share the live stream before you go. Hundreds of you are watching us, listening to us. Share the live stream, smash that emoji button. Hundreds of you. We see over 600 persons watching us at the back end. We're seeing what's happening on Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn. Smash that emoji button, guys, and share that live stream. Partner with us. As Chisel Chipper says, we got Cash App, we got Zelle, we got PayPal, we got MMG. We're available via Western Union MoneyGram. You want to know how you can contribute? You need more guidance. 627-6963. 627-6963. That's our number. We're going to see you guys later on in the evening, folks. 8, we're in the ring.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. this evening.
Right? We're in the ring.
That is correct.
Pay some power, boots on the ground, guys. Stay safe. Stay safe until we see you guys at 8 tonight. Stay safe.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Stay safe.
You'll be hearing from me on Monday. Have a good one.
Stay safe.